Yeah, I did.
One day.
Your mind says you can do it, but your. You ready? All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Presentation of funding applications. We have Special Olympic basketball, but they're not presenting. We'll discuss that in executive session. So we'll start with our sports shop soccer tournament. Jody?
Hello, Jody Keene Lambert with our update on our soccer tournament. So our numbers came in a little bit on the low side thanks to high school activities such as track and prom. So we do have a total amount of 31 teams, and they are coming from Larchwood, Iowa, Spearfish, Brookings, Aberdeen, Pierre, and then Sioux Falls, Mitchell, Brandon. Our tournament now is going to be 2 days, and we'll do a Saturday morning starting at 8 a.m. and then Sunday again and wrapping it up. So at this time, I'd like to just withdraw our application of the request of $5,000 because I don't feel that we need that kind of money for the amount of teams that we have. And I would just kind of like to come back to you and just throw it on the table that, you know, if you'd like to give us anything at your discretion that you think is an appropriate amount, of course, I would gladly accept. Because we still have our expenses of the field costs. We've got, our biggest expense is going to be our referees, because we still have them. And then we feed the refs and field, and then some porta potties. So, but like I said, our biggest fee is going to be the refs, because we do have to put them up for hotels on Friday night and Saturday night, because they do come from around the state.
Okay.
So I know last time we had a question about concessions, and everybody said, well, she's done this before, she's got a plan, but,
Yep. I have a food truck coming.
oh, okay.
Have you talked to Jeremy out of Cadwell?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, okay.
What were you expecting, Jody?
We were hoping for 51, but we don't have any of those older kids coming because, so this is going to be a younger kid tournament, so what we call a U10, so it's under 10, under 12. Which of course the good thing about that is that each one of those kids requires parents to bring them. So we'll still have a good number, and this is going to be our first year, and we're going to do this annually.
Think the Sioux Falls people will stay overnight?
You know, some will, because if you're going to play at 8 in the morning and you've probably got a 10-year-old, and if it's a 10-year-old boy, you don't want to roll them out of bed in the morning. I'm just speaking from experience. But most of our teams are going to be coming from, that'll be spending the night from the distance. But you have some, there will be some from Sioux Falls that'll stay, but not all of them.
What's the cost of your referees, do you know?
Gosh, I gave that to you last time. I want to say,
Oops, maybe it's here.
At 16,000.
16,000.
Yeah.
For the 50-16.
yeah,
I'm assuming that's a little lower now.
that's going to be lower, but it's still spending.
Okay. Them dang referees.
I know it.
Right, Jocko?
We do pay
You
them
gonna
out.
start reffing,
I'm trying to
Jocko?
expand my horizons here.
Like I said, we pay them, and then they also get, mileage, and then they're going to be able to stay overnight, and then I feed them.
Okay.
We do take care of them. In the past, the referees do feel that Mitchell is their their favorite spot to come, so that's kind of a little bonus
Well,
also.
of course, it's everybody's favorite.
Right? That's how I try to make it be. Any other questions?
Thanks for doing it, Jody.
Okay, and I appreciate, like I said, I appreciate any kind of money that you can give to us, and that this is going to be an annual event, I guess, as long as I'm able to keep doing it. Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you.
Okay, DBS Entertainment, Dr. Lucky's Street Dance. You want to be called Bubba, is that right?
Bubba is correct.
All right.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Having Jake Stang, he's representing Dr. Lucky's with me here today as well. We're in partnership with him. We're also operating this event adjacent with Elizabeth at Mitchell Main Street and beyond. She has Rib Fest going on the same day, May 25th. She has the street shut down all the way down to where they have the street shut down on Main Street now, correct, at 3rd Street. We're trying to capitalize on a little bit of that business. She has a cap expected of 2,000 during the day. We're applying for permits to shut the street adjacent to Dr. Lucky's on that corner. What street would that be? Second? Second Street, at the alley there. So we have this larger open space outside. We're going to set up a stage, run production, have a street dance. We're also involving some of our partners in the industrial hemp side of things to do presentations during the day so that we have something to offer patrons that will be out and just kind of mingling through Mitchell as that. A lot of the first 2 pages are just kind of backstory on, our business and our events. But the sponsorship levels will be out there selling as well. We need to raise our own money for this, as you can tell by our budget. What we've requested is $2,500, and that's, slightly above 30% of our proposed budget. The $2,500 we're asking for would be primarily for our promotion budget. And I think benefit of this to the Mitchell area would be the radio ads that we have. I wanted to attach them. I didn't have a chance to get a quote to me before this. Comparable quotes for the Sioux Falls stations in Midwest Communications in that, $1,681. That was for roughly 245 ads to run. Their demographic is mostly, it reaches towards Mitchell, but most of their demographic reaches farther to the east. So that listenership that was hearing that, they would be coming from farther away and then would hopefully be purchasing hotel rooms, which is why the partnership with the ICA would make sense for our event. And obviously, we're a ways out yet for our event as well. Promotional budgets wouldn't really have to get going. The radio ads would start roughly 3 weeks before the event, so that second week of May. So I can provide more information if necessary to the board as well.
Okay. Any questions?
So is this an annual thing then?
We're hoping to make it, yeah. And what Jake has proposed is also tagging one at the end of the summer as well with her Oktoberfest event. Elizabeth is a great partner. I don't know if you all are familiar with Mitchell Main Street and beyond, but she's obviously big on the promotion of things. Me and her get along very well. I love bringing events to your city. I live in Tyndall, but I'm a member of the association. I will be a member of the Chamber of Commerce here as well. My business is operating majority in Mitchell right now, weekly events, monthly events and different things that we're doing at Dr. Lucky's. You can see by our schedule. I will be here a lot. My company will be present here a lot. Elizabeth is a great resource for everything that I'm doing. She promotes our shows. We do ticket giveaways, all kinds of those things. So this event is the first time that we'll have a chance to really work almost hand in hand. Her event is going on this street. Ours is right here, right? We're completely adjacent to us. She's been a huge resource to us with Jake as far as applying for the permits and making sure that all of the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted with all of the, administrative stuff as well. So it could nearly hold her name on here as well as ours with the amount of work that she's putting in for us.
So what time does it start?
So technically, the event will run all day. We'll have presentations. I'm hoping to band with a couple of the arts associations here in town, whether it be the Mitchell Arts Council or 401 Creates downtown. What I'd like to do is some art installation or activities for the kids outdoors during the day. We will not have our area blocked off technically to just an over 21 crowd until 6 or 7 o'clock. So I wanted to utilize that space because the street will be shut down all day to open it up to some local artists and some of these charitable organizations that we have to use that space how they will. That's in an early planning stages right now, but it's really easy to make those sort of things come together. And then obviously we have our partners with the industrial hemp side that will be giving presentations on the stage starting at 3 o'clock, running till 6 o'clock. And then at 7 o'clock, we will start live music and the street dance portion of the evening.
Okay, anything else? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome, yeah, and if there's any, Aaron will be able to communicate with me if there's any other information needed. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, Mac Triathlon, Teresa and Emily.
Hello, everyone. We're back again for the annual triathlon. Our event,
June 8th.
June 8th this year. Once again, we'll be out at Hitchcock Park, swimming in the pool, biking around the east side of Mitchell, and then running through around the high school area. Kind of like always, if you've heard me present before, the timing is our biggest expense for this event, and we have to have timing to make this work, some form of timing. It's typically around $2,500. It can increase depending on the number of participants that we get for this. I am anticipating a larger number this year. Biggest reason for that is we have actually kind of teamed up with, I shouldn't say we kind of created, I don't know, a tri-series event with the Huron, I think it's Ravine Man, and then the River Man in Pierre. And we're giving the triathletes from wherever they're from, they can sign up for all three events for kind of a reduced cost. And then there's a point system. We give cash away. Doesn't matter. That stuff's kind of irrelevant. But we're hoping to get a bigger number of athletes just because it's discounted if they go to all three races. So typically we're around like 65 to 70 athletes. I'm hoping to get closer to 85 or 90 this year with the tri-series, I hope. So, anything to add? As far as hotels, things like that go, I'm going to be honest with you, not very many people stay in town. We do ask everybody, and we have them fill out the form when they come in to register where you're staying, so we know exactly where they're staying. Some of them camp, but a lot of them are going to come the morning of. And the biggest reason for that is they're hauling $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 bikes with them to race in this, so I don't want that left outside either. But and a lot of them come from, we have a lot of local athletes, actually, a lot of first-timers that do this race and only this race here in town, local people. So it's kind of fun to see familiar faces here. And then we get a lot of people from surrounding communities. Huron, we get a couple people from Pierre, and we've gotten people from
We do get randoms from like different states, Missouri, Kansas. We've had one from
like Alabama. Yep. So
So that's kind of fun too, just to visit with them, and they always love it. They always have good feedback on our triathlon, and so that's always feels good.
Okay. Questions?
So I included this sponsorship package in their packet. I don't know if you wanted to touch on any of that as far as award amounts and what we would get.
The different levels.
yeah, so the different levels that we do, and we've gotten quite a few business sponsorships from around town. Obviously, we're gonna slap your logo on everything that we can if you choose the Ironman level. We promote businesses, our sponsors as much as possible on social media, on the back of our t-shirts. We'll hang your banner up at the finish line, and then we always give a pretty good swag bag too, for racers. And then obviously there's different levels, and depending on the levels, you get different perks with that. So, yeah. Questions about any of those levels? Anybody want to jump on as sponsor? I'll take your checks right now.
As on your P&L for the donation sponsorships, 4,000 from last year, does that include what we gave you? Or we as,
Yeah, that includes what
we
was
gave
in
you?
there, yep.
Okay.
And a lot of our sponsors will donate, so like we give all of our triathletes like a meal. Usually there's like a small breakfast they can have, and then afterwards there's a bigger, larger, more meatier meal that they can have, and all of that is donated and probably not included there in that price, but.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, South Dakota State and High Plains Territorial Fast Draw. Troy? Or are you gonna make Diane do all the talking?
No, I'm She gets to do all the talking.
Sitting way in the back, you must not like us or something.
Just want to be quiet.
I think this
Trying
is
to be
church.
quiet while we, yeah, place in church. Well, we just wanted to kind of update you on our schedule and everything for this year. Just talking with Aaron before, and because of conflicts of dates on several different of the entities that we work with, we ended up moving our shoot to the 11th through the 15th of September, which is going to be really good for us because it is going to, the Nebraska and Kansas state shoots and the other territorial down there, which will be shoots, five? One, two, three, yeah, five total shoots down there, is dovetailing with our shoot. So the people that are traveling will come to Mitchell and stay here, and probably stay here a few, 2 or 3 extra days, because before going on to Valentine, because there's not a lot of stuff in Valentine, Nebraska. So I think once they're settled, they'd like to stay here. And the extra day that we include for this, for the shoot for the, the what? Yeah, the bracket matches, but we're calling it, what do we call it? Their shoot, which is the chamber, we call it something, I can't remember what it is. Yeah, SEA-sponsored shoot or something that we call it. I'm having a memory lapse here. But for the first 3 years that we had it, we had 6 different brackets, so that people were pretty equitably placed within their speed bracket. And then last year, and then we had gotten 3,600, and then last year we got 3,000, so we dropped it down to 5 brackets, and some of the very slow shooters didn't like that because they were having to compete with some that were a little faster. So that extra bracket really makes a difference. And the extra day that they get with 100% payback from the shoot that is sponsored by you is an excellent drawing card for them to attend both of our shoots, because they get the chance to win that money in between our state shoot and our territorial shoot. I'm going to add something.
Yeah, no, I think you said it pretty well.
Okay, any
3
questions?
minutes?
I would make a note that the 14th, I don't know how late it's in the evening, but the Shooting Sports Foundation, which is the newly named NRA banquet, it's growing a lot. I mean, they have over 500 people now here at the Corn Palace. That's that Saturday night. So that's a fundraising event, but I'm thinking it's an opportunity for maybe some of those folks to go out and attend an event.
Sure.
Yep.
Too.
Sure.
Yep.
I mean,
And they're
There's-
very good
there's-
supportive.
Yeah.
You know, when they come to the city, they're here to support all the way through.
we'll have to
Just
make sure
us.
they know about it. That might be of interest to
Yes,
them.
and we
I don't know how
try-
late
yes.
into the evening your event goes.
We're usually done on Saturday, done by 3, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, 3, 4
Yeah,
o'clock.
that might be a nice event for them. It'd be pretty appropriate anyway.
Yes, very
Yes.
appropriate. Yeah, and if we get some information on it, we can tag it right with our, and I brought a book for you guys, you can take a look through, and some of the ads, and our ad from the shoot and everything is in it. We'll leave it with you guys. And that's the big thing, if we can, get things going, then we get a big quarter-page ad in here, and we can put anything in there that we need, so we can, definitely plug that as well. And, not saying we'll get them everybody, we're looking, I think with the 5 shoots tagged all together, I believe ours will exceed 100-plus shooters this year. And it's starting out the new year because of some of the changes from the World Championship, used to be in October, now I moved it in July. And that's one of the reasons we moved, because our shoot would have been 2 weeks directly after the World, and it's a very expensive, it's out in Fernley, Nevada. The entries are super high. I mean, it's a $4,000 or $5,000 week when you're out there, and it's a whole week of shooting there, and we just thought that close, we're not gonna get the attendance. So moving it back, it worked better with Jerry, and a lot less conflict through the town, so we can fill the town up better.
And piggybacking the events between South Dakota, Nebraska, and Kansas allows the shooters, because they are very, very serious about their points. And so how they place in each of these individual shoots places them, so they're seeded for the nationals or the world. And so when they go out to Nevada, they're shooting with the best of the best, and it's a tough competition. And the recognition, like Troy said, it is an expensive weekend, but the recognition is what a lot of these guys and gals want. So, and we would like to do some more radio advertising, just to try to encourage some more local people to come out there so they know what's going on. We do put a lot of posters around. We put it in the Daily Republic, but I don't know, how many people actually pay attention to that. And most people do listen to the radio at some point, so it would be nice to have some advertising for that.
It's kind of a neat thing. I've been invited out there the last few years. Kind of fun to see all the people and watch what they're doing.
It's at the trap range, right? Is that where you
Yes.
do it?
Yes.
And then on your budget, you've got banquet tickets, so do you have a wrap-up banquet, or what do you do?
We, this year, are not having the banquet, and that was like a wash anyway. That was just income because Aaron and I had we had a snafu with the budget going through, and I told him that the program kicked it out without a budget, but without the amount from you guys, we had no idea what our budget was going to be. So this is actually kind of like our income and expense sheet from last year. A few of our supply things will change. The wax bullets cost more, et cetera, like everything in the world does now. But that is not going to be, that's not going to be an official banquet at this time.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? All right, thank you.
You bet.
Thanks, guys.
That with you guys.
Outcast Car Show. Jerry?
Okay, Jerry Wright, 301 Rods. Once again, we're applying for the grant to get some help put on the car show. This year, I think, is going to be a really, really big year. We got a couple things going. First, we're partnering with Liz and Mitchell Main Street and Beyond for the Oktoberfest on the same Saturday as our show. We are doing a 3-day event this year again. We're going to do the Friday, have a cruise night, Friday night, get as many people into town as we can, get them up in rooms. Car show will be Saturday. And then we've got the park reserved again for the Sunday after, basically just for a get-together, coffee, donuts, hangout type thing. Last year, we got really lucky and had a 2-day-long monsoon. We still got quite a few people here. We had our Wisconsins, a bunch of Nebraskas, some Montanas, and even one fellow from Canada, which was going to come with a big group till they all saw the weather and everybody bailed but him. He's planning on bringing a slug of guys with him. Another big reason it's going to be big this year, for the 20th anniversary, we're opening that baby up to all years of cars. It's always been older cars. This is our 4th or 5th year with complete control of the show that the Outcasts basically handed to us. They just wanted to keep it going. And it's always been 30 years or older is what we've had the last 2 or 3 years. So if you could get historic plates, you could enter your car. This year, if you have a car, you can enter your car. So the guys that got a 2023 Charger, Challenger, whatever, they come up to our booth every year saying, why can't I put my car in? Why can't I put my car in? We're going to have all those guys and a bunch of the younger guys too. So as far as appropriation of the money, biggest things is going to be opening it up to all years. What we've done in the past is just the top 25s. It's always a participant's choice deal. So all the participants get a ballot. We just take the top 25, the number of votes that they got. Every one of those 25 gets an award. This year we're going to have to do a bunch of categories. Probably we're going to have 12 to 15 categories with 3 to 5 trophies in each. So we're gonna double what we've been giving out in awards and promoting it. Radio ads, we're planning on already sending out. Well, we're getting 1,500 flyers to start with. And every year we actually do mailings from any previous participants. We actually mail them their own personal invitational flyer. I think our list is right at 500 people that we'll be sending the invitations to this year. So we got that and postage and whatnot. So that's basically where the money will be going. And we are nonprofit. Anything that we make above and beyond on the show goes back to the community. Last year we did the DAV, the Mitchell chapter, the Disabled American Veterans. This year we want to do something with veterans and maybe with animals, maybe split it up. We get a bunch of people and we got plenty of money, we'll split her in half and send her 2 different directions, so. Like last year, even with the rain that we had, I think we still filled like a dozen rooms, but I think we had 45 or 55 cars last year, which for the weather was great. I could easily see 300 cars this year, so,
Okay.
barring weather. But, any questions for me?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all the presentations, so we'll go on to approval of minutes.
So moved.
Motion by Jocko. Second by Mr. McCarl. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Suppose I should do this by roll call since she's on.
Do we need to amend Jody's request if it's in the minutes?
No, it will be amended. It'll be in these minutes where it ends up amended.
Okay.
Okay. Financial report, Aaron?
Okay, each one of you should have the sheet that's included in your package, so you're not having to fight to look at the screen here. So this is Sports and Events Authority financials, year-to-date as of April 5th, 2024. A current total expenses so far for 2024 is $43,750. Just a note, that does include the Knights of Columbus Special Olympics banquet. They did return their check for $1,700, so that's included in these numbers as well. That leaves the committee with a current available fund balance of $56,250. Then if we look a little further down at our total collections by month chart, our collections in February for the month of January, you'll notice, has increased to $14,493.50, but we still have one establishment that has not submitted the full payment. Our collections that were submitted in March for February records was $14,210.50. And again, we have one establishment that has not submitted full payment. That gives us a year-to-date total collections of $43,192.50. That equates to 24,011 room nights sold. And if we just run through the year-to-date room nights sold comparison charts, compared to 2023, we are up 2%, which is 487 room nights sold. Compared to 2022, we are down 2.7%, which is 648 room nights sold. Compared to 2021, we are up 20.8%, which is 5,006 room nights sold. Compared to 2020, we are down 10.7%, which is 2,559 room nights sold. Compared to 2019, we're up 9.6%, which is 2,310 room nights sold. And then compared to 2018, we're up 4.6%, which is 1,115 room nights sold.
Okay. Any questions? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Kevin, second by Doug. Further discussion?
I just have one question on that, Aaron. So when you're making a comparison to the past years, when I look at the bid taken in for 2024, right, we're better than any year previous for the month of March. Is that right, fair to say?
We're getting more money.
Yeah, but
Well, we're
it's higher.
receiving $2.
Yeah.
The extra 50
That's-
cents.
That's what that's saying, though, right?
So the comparison, I guess, made the most sense. The room nights sold number still stays the same, whether it's $1.50 or $2. So the amount, yes, going forward is gonna be, I guess, skewed.
Sure.
It's the $1.50 compared to the $2.
So was January and February are both with a new amount?
Nope, so January, that's what was
It didn't start till
collected.
January 1st.
Yep. That first amount for 2024 was collected in January, but for December. So
Right.
that contained the $1.50
So
amount.
that, as an example, so I mean, that's higher than any other year other than 2020, which shows us.
Yeah, that one would still be the $1.50.
Okay. So that's still good.
So yes, as you compare that first line of
Yeah.
that chart, that's comparison to past years at $1.50, which is good.
Aaron, I don't have my cheaters, but where's the room night comparisons on the sheet?
The very
Be
bottom,
the
it's that
second
little,
To the bottom chart.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
anything else? Yeah, we have a motion second. No further discussion. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Evaluation forms, financials, and surveys, Aaron.
Okay, we had two evaluation forms with financials provided. The first one was the Hoop City Classic. That was December 28th through the 30th. Ernie and his staff, they rated the event 4, above expectations. Total spectator attendance, the amount ticketed was 4,970. He handed out 750 comps. Total participants, we had 38 varsity teams, 17 JV teams, and then 40 youth teams. An estimation for room nights sold, he provided 340. He contacted the American, Comfort Inn, and Hampton. Next year's event here at the Corn Palace, December 27th through the 30th. We'll have games at the Corn Palace, in the Armory, and then the youth tournament as well throughout Mitchell. SEA awarded $10,000, and it paid for expenses provided on his P&L. Net income of $76.59 based on their financials they submitted.
Something that's interesting about that date is 27, I think it's just people coming in. The youth, unless the youth is going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
The youth tournament they have with you, you mean?
Yeah, because the actual basketball games at the Corn Palace are Saturday, college games on Sunday. So that's going to be a new twist on that
Is it part- He's having college as part of his?
as part of that event. And
Oh.
then the 30th, then the high school games again.
He's bringing in UConn and Purdue for a
I'm sure-
rematch?
Sure, yeah.
So it's 3 nights of high school then?
Two,
Two. Whereas they were 3 this past year, weren't they?
correct.
Okay.
Oh.
But he has that 27th on there, which I honestly don't have as a schedule, so I wonder if that's not the youth. But either way, that's the
Wasn't the
weekend.
youth tournament on Saturday this year, Doc? Yeah, wasn't the youth tournament on Saturday?
It was Friday and Saturday.
Oh, it's 2 days? The
Yeah.
youth tournament, okay. all right.
That's at Westland, right?
So I'm wondering
Just
if,
the one day, it wasn't
And all
2
the
days.
kids get a free pass, that's the parents come
Yeah.
with them.
Ah, okay.
Who's the college team playing, Westland?
yeah.
Oh.
I think he's still working through, I think he's working out how that will, well, that could very well be, actually.
So do you think his 750 comp tickets are for the youth games?
A lot of them are, I think.
I mean,
Well, no, those are our tickets, those are the ones we printed, the box office, it's a lot, that's a lot of tickets.
So,
So, as I'm printing hundreds of those, right? Because obviously Corn Palace doesn't collect on any of those, or does the city, so,
so he handed out 700.
correct. Yeah. Which, it's his deal, I mean, it's not, it's unusual, I mean, Hanson Classic has 500 passes that go out for theirs too. So, I just know that when you're at the venue, right, and you collect on tickets sold, those don't count. But that is a pretty large amount. That's the largest we've had, but it was a 3-day event too. And keep in mind, all the schools get some, all their sponsors get some.
All in the line paper, doesn't it?
Carl brought in hot dogs and got 50. Or no, I don't know.
So how many youth teams did they have this year?
40.
I don't know, Wesleyan was
40.
packed.
He was hoping for 60,
Uh,
70, but
75 to 80 is kind of what he presented,
you
but.
gotta remember Sioux
Yeah.
Falls, when this tournament came here, they opened it up to a giant, Sioux Falls City tournament with youth
At
from
the
those schools.
At the
Yes.
yeah.
So no Sioux Falls teams came.
I think they had 10 rapid teams.
But I'll be very honest with you, we can't,
Really?
yeah, we can't compete with Sioux Falls, so I think we continue to support what we can do. The rapid teams were connected to the Millers, they coach those teams out rapid. Which is nice.
Three of them out there.
I don't know, bro, I think it went well.
Yeah, well, I was in charge of the rush yard.
Huh?
I was in charge of the referees.
That's why I didn't get hired.
Yeah.
Or was it a
We don't
donation?
have, we don't have any ambulances, a lot of, it costs a lot of money to have an ambulance there.
Boy,
Tough crowd today.
All right, our last evaluation form here was for the middle school all-state band. That was hosted March 1st and March 2nd, first weekend of March. Exceeded expectations. They gave a 5 as far as the event. Total spectator attendance of 700. Total participants of 200. Their estimation for room nights sold was 200. The High School and Performing Arts Center will host this again next March, the 7th and 8th. SEA awarded 500, which went towards just kind of a hospitality room, some snacks and water for the students, teachers, band directors. And then they did provide a P&L. Some of it was in-kind support, other was monetary. Right, just want to run through some banners here for events that we had. This one was set up here in the Performing Arts Center for the Show Choir Classic on March 16th. The Highland Conference Center for the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association Comedy Night. I had 2 of them set up at the complex and the Christian Center for Special Olympics basketball. And then yesterday and today, we had a banner set up out at Lakeview Golf Course for the DW Spring Golf Invite.
There's a lot of people out there, or did you go out?
Eric said it was packed. And then once they were done, it was a ghost town yesterday. Yep. 83 golfers, I believe, is what ended up coming
It was just the one day.
yesterday, and then they finished. Should be about done today.
Oh, I'm just saying, yeah, beautiful weather
Yep.
today.
Not so yesterday.
The rest we got.
If you're going with the wind, you're doing well.
And then just wanted to share Brian Balchi with the Figure Skating Club. He stopped by last week. They had their Off to Neverland figure skating event here the first weekend of March. They did provide Mitchell Sports and Events Authority with a half-page spot for the logo. He's been very grateful. SEA awarded $750, and again, he just expresses his gratitude for the support for their figure skating and then their event, the Palace Ice Festival. On the agenda, I have a list of events coming up. Just wanted to highlight 2. These 2 were awarded SEA funding. We have the Lucky Devils Adult Hockey Tournament this weekend, Friday through Sunday at the Mitchell Activities Center. And then an ongoing event here started last weekend, the South Dakota United States Bowling Congress, the Open Tournament at the Village Bowl. And that goes until the second weekend of May.
You done?
I'm done.
All right. So we can go back into executive session. Have a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Go into executive session. We on? Okay, Special Olympics State Basketball, what to do with the donation that is unused.
I'll make a motion that it comes back to the SCA.
Motion by LaRue. Second by Dave. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Got it. Harvest Sports Shop Soccer Tournament. Requested 5,000, recommendation to go 2,500.
I'll second it.
Motion by Dave, second by Kevin. Discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And Jocko's abstaining.
And Jocko's abstaining. Jill, you all right with that?
Yes.
Okay. DVS Entertainment,
Make a motion to deny that request, that possible partnership with the Mitchell Main Street Group, so it benefits all of Main Street.
motion by Doug. Second by Dave. Further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Vote. Gotcha. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. MAC Triathlon, recommended, or requested 3,000, recommendation for a $1,000 donation and a $500 sponsorship.
I'd make the motion to buy a $500 sponsorship and followed by a $1,000 donation.
Second by LaRue. Discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. South Dakota State and High Plains Territorial Cowboy Fast Draw Championship, requested 4,500, recommended donation of 3,000.
I'll make a motion for the 3,000.
Motion by LaRue,
I'll second.
second by Kevin. Discussion?
I just think it should be noted that it looks like it's a good date, maybe better for our hotels and use of hotel dollars for the event.
Further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. 20th Annual Outcast Car Show, requested 2,000, recommend donation of 1,500.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Kevin. Second by Jocko. Further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right, thank you. We're adjourned. Next meeting is May
May 14th.
14th. All right.